Caitlin Clark, obviously, front and center for the WNBA season, even though she's on clearly one of the worst teams that a number one overall draft choice got drafted onto. But I'll just throw that in your direction. What have you seen over the first couple of games for her, Sue?
Yeah, not the best start. I'm sure she's feeling that right now. But that's part of adjusting to the WNBA, right? Maybe not having it happen this early, but part of professional sports is you're going to have some stretches that don't go your way. You're going to shoot bad. Your team's going to lose. And how do you respond to that? So I'm sure she would like those 2 games back. Everybody's clearly got their defensive game plan built around her, which is a compliment. But you got to figure it out from there.
Well, I mean, when you first arrived on the scene up in Seattle, what were you facing coming out of UConn, having lost only 4 games in college, Sue?
Yeah. Getting used to losing. I remember the first game we lost, first game of the season. We actually played the New York Liberty, and they had Teresa Weatherspoon and Becky Hammon at the time. We lost to them, and I'm in the locker room having a little bit of a fit, right? A little bit of a tantrum. I'm not used to this. And everybody's like, oh, where you guys want to go to dinner tonight? And it took me a second to understand that was also part of pro sports. You got to kind of bob and weave and deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I watched Caitlin Clark check out of last night's game, I think for the final time. She looked pissed, Sue. She looked livid. Like she was like just barely slapping the hands of her coach and teammates. She looked really angry last night.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Let's not forget that she probably has arguably the most pressure that any women's basketball player has ever had coming into the WNBA. I mean, sometimes it feels like the weight of the WNBA is on her shoulders. That is both, like I said earlier, a compliment and warranted in a lot of ways, but also maybe a little bit unfair to put so much on her, and then to not play up to her abilities in this early part would be frustrating. The thing is, you watch the games, she's not even really getting that many great looks. Again, some of that is the other team's defense. So credit, she's played 2 of the top defensive teams in the league. But some of that is figuring it out. And it takes time too, right? Like we see it in every sport. A lot of times you have these teams put together and people want to see it click right away. It always takes time.
Do you think the commentary is infused with a disrespectful tone, talking about how good the opponents are that she's faced over the first 2 games, Sue? Like, this is a professional sports league that's been around 28 years. There are some really great professionals playing in it. I'm wondering how you take that part of the conversation here.
That's definitely been the conversation. There's been a couple of moments that have led to the narrative around, Caitlin's greatness and it translating. And there's been some people that have, basically put her at the top of the mountain right away. And I think that does feel disrespectful to current WNBA players. But at the end of the day, I mean, sometimes these conversations are good for sports. Like you want people going back and forth, even though it can be hard for the athlete at times. I think it is good long-term for the sport. But now everybody's seeing the WNBA is obviously a legitimate professional league. I don't know what people expected. Diana kind of touched on this. It's basically, it's the adult grown woman part of this. People, have been playing this game for a long time.
Yeah, and she took a lot of heat. You're talking to Diana Taurasi. By the way, your mega cast, the 2 of you together, a lot of fun, Sue.
Thank
by
you.
the way, for
Thank
that.
You.
You're very welcome. She took a lot of heat for saying reality is coming. And kind of proven correct over the first 2 games. Again, this is just, it's a long league. We're marathoning, we're not sprinting, but I think she's kind of been proven correct.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the sad thing was just how it all played out, right? Having to have WNBA players, myself as a former one, Diana as a current one, and a lot of others being pitted against Caitlin. I thought that was really unfortunate because that's not the reality. Nobody was questioning Caitlin's ability. Nobody was questioning Caitlin's popularity, what she's done for the sport. How could you? I think at the end of the day, it's just competitive athletes talking about what they've already been through. So that was kind of the unfortunate part of it. I don't think that, saying a college player is going to have to adjust to a professional league is that crazy, but it led to this conversation. And again, at the end of the day, the proof is always going to be in the pudding. there was just like that 3 weeks of agony where we had to kind of wait from when the college season ended to the start of the WNBA. We all had to wait, and all you could do was talk. And the narratives that got thrown around, like I said, I think it was really unfortunate. Especially for someone like Caitlin, like who wants to hear that these WNBA greats are saying this about her when that wasn't even really what was happening. It was just competition.
Right. She's also not, she's not showing up disrespectfully in her own right. Right. I mean, like, she's not pounding her chest, and she's not, saying, hope you enjoy your new flights, like, enjoy, look at the planes you all have. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's not saying that, right?
No, not at all.
So,
no. I mean, you can't say enough about how she's handled all this. It's incredible. And again, I think the unfortunate part was it was going to all what? Whether Diana was right or the quote unquote new fans we keep hearing about all the time, whether they were right. It was all going to what? Fall on this kid in her home opener. So it all got, trumped up. It got bigger than it was. But here we are, and now we get to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. And Breanna Stewart even said last night after the game that she loved playing a packed house, full playoff atmosphere, which I imagine probably would not have happened in Indiana had they not, drafted Caitlin Clark, right? Like, coming off of an awful year like that, it wouldn't have been a packed house, is what I'm essentially saying, So
No.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel.